You guys, it's December. Merry Christmas, happy holiday season. We're here, we're doing this thing. We're here on a YouTube Live, and it's been a while. In fact, I saw Elta John say she was so excited for a live lesson. That reminds me, it has been a while since I've come here on the YouTube channel to do a live lesson. What's up, guys? Good to see you again. I love to see the chat so active. I love to see some familiar faces. I also love seeing some new faces. So for those who are brand new, my name's Phil. Welcome to Playground Sessions. We've got a pretty cool interactive app. It grades you as you play. We've got some big updates coming. And we're doing something fun here on the channel today. Actually, for the next couple of Wednesdays through December, we're going to be checking in on our holiday challenge. The holiday challenge for this year has been fun. We've got hand demo videos for 3 of our favorite holiday songs. I'm excited to hear about your progress, but today's check-in is all about We Wish You a Merry Christmas. In addition to checking in on the songs, though, I'm pretty pumped up to be giving away some pretty great prizes. It's the gifting season, after all, right? So, the gifts that we're going to be giving today are a little thing called, and let's see if I can do this all by myself here, a membership giveaway. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. Not only are we giving away membership, by the way, an annual membership, not just a monthly membership. We're actually giving away 3 of them today. And the third one is going to be a grand prize that also has a keyboard that comes along with it. You heard me right, guys. The PG150, the Playground Sessions keyboard, and an annual membership. So that is going to be our third winner for the day. You guys must be asking yourselves by now, how do we participate in this giveaway? How can we win? Well, guys, we did this a couple months ago. We're trying it again. We're going to post a link in the chat. That link's going to take you over to a landing page at playgroundsessions.com. You're going to be asked to put 3 things in: first name, last name, and email address. Once you do that, you're entered in immediately for a chance to win. And we're going to be drawing names at random today, live here during this stream. So I think right now, I just saw Andrew post the link, all right? Check the chat. He's also pinned it to the top so you can't miss it. That's your link. Everybody click that link right now. It's my hype music. Come on, guys, let's get hyped. Go click that link. Enter your info. Meet me back here. We're going to be having some fun today, checking in on We Wish You a Merry Christmas. I've also got a little performance video from our good friend Theron Brown and new teacher at Playground Sessions. And so we're going to just be having a fun hang today. We're going to spend about an hour together. We're going to pick our first winner pretty soon, all right? I want to kick off and look at the chat. I want to see if we've got some questions and comments about We Wish You a Merry Christmas. In a few minutes of doing that, once that goes by, I'm going to pick our first winner, all right? Then we're going to get into some more questions and lessons. We'll pick our second winner. Same thing, by the end of this lesson, we're going to pick our grand prize winner. And again, if you just joined, that's going to be annual memberships to our interactive app. The grand prize is also going to come with a keyboard. I can't stress how awesome that is, right? A PG150 for free. Now, guys, if you already are a Playground Sessions member, this is the perfect opportunity, if you win, to gift what you've won to a family member, a friend, a loved one. Pass on the joy of music, of learning music. All right, guys, so I hope that people have clicked that link. What I want to do is now check in officially on the chat. This is a busy one today. What's going on, everyone? I'm going back to the top for a second. Robert Atkins in the building, my man. Robert's learning Hurt, the Johnny Cash version from Theron's video on the YouTube channel. Very cool. Hey, Barbara. Barbara's got no problem learning the song at the slow tempo, but when we speed things up, is a brain to finger disconnect. Barbara, I love that expression. Something's not quite connecting between your brain and fingers. That has to do with how quickly you're trying to go from slow tempo to full tempo. There might be a gap in there, and we may want to increase our tempo gradually. But I can speak to that in a little bit more detail here in just a bit. Let's see who else is hanging with us. Tom Alonzo in the building. What's up? Tom saying the challenge this year nowhere near as engaging as last year's. Hey, I'm not just reading the positive comments here, you guys. This is a real conversation. So Tom, I hear you. Thank you for your honest feedback. I can tell you that we were able to produce a lot of the hand videos at scale a lot more easily than we can produce the teaching videos. And so we wanted to definitely give you guys as much as we could and try learning along with those hand videos. I think you'll find that it's a good learning tool, although I hear you that you miss some of the teaching around those lessons. we'll continue to take your guys' feedback. I appreciate that. Elta John in the building. I'm excited to have you here too. Strum and Susan. What's up, Strum and Susan? Hey, Trevor Barnes. Excuse me, Trevor Baines. My bad. Good evening. Maria Graff's in the building. Say hey to Maria, guys. If you don't recognize her name, she's the one very active in the Facebook community on our Playground Sessions team. She's put a lot of work in, so say hey to Maria. Hey, Liz. Hey, Louise. Scott Keller, what's going on? Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Good night here in India. Thanks for tuning in from India. That's pretty cool. Hey, Mary Lou Anderson. Nice last name, by the way. Peter Kriegler. Ada Bauer. Hey, guys, this is a great... Oh, I'm seeing people saying no audio yet. Okay, now we got audio. Sorry about that. Just catching up on the chat here, and then we're going to get into... We're actually going to pick our first winner pretty soon here, guys. I want to finish saying hey to you, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. You may have noticed I've got some Band-Aids on my hands. I got a little bit of cuts this morning, no big deal. I wasn't going to cancel this stream no matter what, so here we are. You may see me favor my left hand a little more today, but we're going to get into the music as well, so no worries there. Chicago in the house. What's up, John Anderson? Oklahoma in the house. Jeanette Meets. What's up? Northern Ontario. Hey, Bill. Albert, what's going on? Lloyd Lorenz from Minnesota. All right. So, I'm going to continue down to the bottom here. Robert Atkins says, Trevor Bain, like the NASCAR driver? Trevor, if that's you, man, thanks for joining. Well, either way, thanks for joining. Judy Barr, entered giveaway. Great. So for those who just joined, the pinned comment at the top of our chat, click that link, fill in a bit of info. You're entered in for a chance to win see if I can do this again. Membership giveaway. You're going to be entered to win a annual membership, and the third grand prize is going to also include a keyboard. So let's see if we can get into winner number one, y'all. Let's see if it's about time. All right, so. Okay, guys, this is live. So we've just selected a winner for our first winner here for the first giveaway. This person is winning a free annual membership to our interactive app. And if you are already a member, I really hope that you'll feel the gifting spirit to pass it on to someone who you think would love to enjoy learning the piano as well. Our first winner is, oh, this is hilarious. What a great last name. Our first winner is Monica Nguyen. Monica Nguyen, you are a winner. How'd you like that? Congratulations, Monica. Now, guys, if you've entered your information and you didn't win, if your name's not Monica Nguyen, you still have a chance to win. We're going to pick 2 more winners today. If you've already entered your name, you don't have to enter it again, okay? You're cool for the rest of today's stream. I will say, though, that next week, it's going to start from scratch again. So if you don't win by the end of today, 1 week from today, same time, we're going to be doing this again, covering a different song, but still doing some giveaways. All you got to do is come back next week and try again, okay? Congratulations, Monica Nguyen. I love that Monica's last name is Nguyen. Hilarious. That sets the bar for our second winner. All right, guys. Well, once again, let's get the graphic up for Monica Nguyen. Guys, I'm playing in the key of G right here. In the beginning, I was playing in the key of G. I've been jamming a little bit just now. Key of G. All right, so what I want to do, I think, is talk a little bit about We Wish You a Merry Christmas. I'm just going to generally play a little bit here. You may notice my Band-Aid fingers. Excuse me here. I'm going to try and play through the pain here a little bit. But We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Such a beautiful song, right? And in general, here's what we have. So, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Now, what I'm doing here is kind of the general way that I like to play, which is I tend to have a bass note, a root, at the bottom of my left hand. Okay? I'm not thinking of my left hand as just one thing. I'm kind of thinking about it as two. Here's my bass notes down here, and then up here is going to be some of my chords, okay? Now, my right hand, top notes melody, top fingers, excuse me, I'm kind of reserving for melody. Bottom of my right hand, I'm kind of reserving for other chord notes. So this is kind of what people might refer to as three-hand style playing. You have bass root material, you have melody material. I wish a third hand came up right now. I wish I could. And then you have a third hand, which is kind of the chords, right? So because we only have two hands, our hands have to kind of play double duty. So I have a root, and then I have some chord notes here, I have some chord notes here, and a melody. Same idea. Check it out. I've got melody on top, bass on the bottom, and then I've got chord notes in the middle. Key of G. What a beautiful, bright, happy key. Now, guys, I have a question for you. What are your questions about We Wish You a Merry Christmas? I know you guys are here for the giveaways, or many of you might be here for the giveaways. I hope some of you are also here to talk about We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Now, Michael Music. Michael Music. That's a great name as well. Man, you guys are coming with the names today. Michael says the song Wish You a Merry Christmas is done and in the folder. I assume, and let's come back to my face here. I miss you guys. Let's see how I can do this. Here I am. Speaking of double duty, I'm also the behind the scenes guy today running the stream, so bear with me. But guys, I want to hear about your experience with We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Now, it seems like Michael, or Michelle, excuse me, is saying that it's done and in the folder. Maybe that means that's a wrap. You don't have questions. Who does have questions? And maybe you've learned the arrangement that we've provided, but you want to know maybe how to spice it up, or maybe there's some kind of a left-hand thing you're wondering about, or whatever it is. Let's talk about it. That's what we're here for, all right? So let's see here. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to the chat here. I'm going to say, Escape the Matrix. What a great name. Merry Christmas to all. Same to you, Escape the Matrix. Strum and Susan says, I'm going to try the intermediate version of this. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Thank you, Strum and Susan. I want to elaborate on that. If you guys are feeling like you don't have questions about the level that you've just learned, or maybe it was easy, you don't need help, you could say, hey, I'm done, I got it. And that could be the case. Or you could try to squeeze a little bit of an extra challenge out of it by leveling up, as Strum and Susan is suggesting. Maybe Strum and Susan started at the rookie level. Now she's saying she's going to try intermediate. Now, for those who've done the intermediate level, I would say the same thing. Try advanced. For those who were trying the advanced, maybe you can ask me a question about how to spice it up from there, all right? Because we can always do more. So let's talk, guys. We're here. And by the way, we're going to be picking the second winner just a little bit down into this lesson. So for those who've just joined, bear with me here, those who've been here the whole time. But for those who've just joined, the pinned comment in the chat is a link. You click that link, you enter your name and your email, and you're going to be entered for a chance to win an annual membership to the Playground Sessions app. We've already had our first winner, Monica Nguyen. We're going to pick our second winner soon. The third winner is also going to get a keyboard, so this is going to be a fun hang. Bear with me, guys. We're going to pick that winner soon, but I'd love to answer at least one question that has to do with We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and I think I just saw one. Oh, man, there's some good questions coming in now. All right, Kevin Chrisman. Kevin, what's up? Kevin says, I learned the intermediate version, but still having problems playing with feeling instead of just mashing keys. What a great way to put it, mashing keys. At the end of the day, if you don't play with much feeling or expression, it is kind of that, right? We're button pushers. Push this button now, and then push these buttons. That's why computers, as advanced as they are, and smartphones, they're not sitting down at an instrument and playing music, because there needs to be feeling behind it, and that is really hard for even the most advanced technology to emulate, right? That's pretty cool if you think about it. So this is a great question. I won't spend too much time here because it is a bit more of an advanced concept. How do you take what you have already learned and can play accurately, but then bring it to life in a way that has much more feeling and emotion? We call that expression. I'm going to give you 2 quick pointers about expression. Hopefully this helps. If you've got follow-up questions for me, write them in the chat, write a comment on the video, and we try and go back and get to the questions we missed. But there's 2 things that I think really make a piece come to life, from being just buttons being pushed to something that is expressing emotion and feeling. One of those things is dynamics, and more specifically, using contrasting dynamics. The other thing would be, I would say, pushing and pulling a bit with the tempo, okay? Think about this. A computer might play something with even volume. Sorry. But if we contrast the dynamics, it'll bring that to life a bit more. So you may have noticed, not only did I get quieter there at the end, I also got a bit slower. And that helps us as listeners feel like we're settling into the end of a phrase. When we hurry up the tempo a bit and push it forward, we bring the listener along with us. Oh, there's forward momentum. We're heading into something. When we back off and we chill out a little bit with it, then we're getting to the end of the phrase. That push and pull, that breathing sensation of in and out, whatever analogy you want to use, that's what makes the music have feeling, okay? So, great question. Consider practicing it with quieter and then louder dynamics, and consider pushing and pulling the tempo just a little bit as you practice. Now, of course, I know that means you'll want to practice it outside of the app, right? The app grades you with your even timing, which is important. But once you have that down, sometimes it's best to pause from the app and play it a little bit more out of time. You'll see that it'll feel a lot more emotional. Great question. All right, so one more question here, and then we're going to pick our second winner. So, final warning here. Get your name in if you haven't yet. I'm going to pick the second winner here in 1 or 2 minutes, all right? All right, so Luis Perez says, play something from the Rookie Hard version. Okay, I can try Rookie. Yep, great point. I'm going to pull up the Rookie here for a minute, and we're going to talk through Rookie, because I bet a lot of you are working on the Rookie version. And if you see me looking off to the side, I'm just trying to mess with my computer here so that I can do this. All right, so I'm going to pull up the Rookie version here. In fact, I need to pull it up on my computer, which is off screen. So pardon my reach into no man's land here. My arm is just disappearing. I need to pull up my Rookie version, and here it is right now. So I'm going to pull up the very beginning. We're going to look at verse 1. And I'm not sharing my screen with you guys here because I don't have it hooked up that way. But what I'm going to do is play through the first 4 measures of the Rookie Hard version. And I did see somebody ask, hey, wait, am I playing in the key of C? I thought it was the key of G. I thought it was the key of C. Great point. So we've got the harder versions of We Wish You a Merry Christmas in the key of G, but this Rookie version we've got in the key of C. Even though, as many of you may know if you've dived in, we still have some black keys and accidentals and things in the Rookie version. It's still nice to not have to worry about a key signature. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. That's okay. The Rookie version is appropriate, right? So here it is. Here's the key of C, the first 4 bars. It looks like this. Okay, so what we have here are single notes in the left hand, and in the right hand we've got a melody that's pretty intact. We haven't really simplified this melody. But what's challenging about the left hand, though, even though it's single notes, is we move out of our position a bit. We start here with our pinky on C. That's pretty easy. But then right out of the gate, we're playing F, but with our 3rd finger. So here's F. But we actually need to shift our hand so our 3rd finger plays F. That frees up our 2nd finger to play F sharp. And then thumb plays G. Now, as if that's not hard enough, the next measure, our second finger reaches up and crosses over the thumb to G sharp. Okay, we're still moving up. Then our thumb comes out and continues moving up to A. So that's the tricky motion here. Our ending is also a bit tricky because we have a faster rhythm, a note duration. So we have our second finger on F, and then we have a quicker note, a half note here on G, then moving back to C. So that ending there moves a bit quicker. I'll play it one more time for you guys. Then I'm going to pick our second winner. Here we go. And I slowed down at the end there just to remind you guys about that expression tip. If you get to the end of your phrase and you start to slow your pace down, it can really help it feel natural. It can really grab the attention of listeners. It can really just feel more musical. Haha, I'm back. All right, so guys, it's about that time. And I'm going to cue up my graphic for, you guessed it, winner number 2. Now, in order to select winner number 2, I'm going to call upon my trusty sidekick for today. My trusty, I should say partner, not sidekick. He is helping me a lot. You guys know Andrew. Andrew is the one that's posting as Playground Sessions. He's pinning the comment to the top. He's also going to be the one, I think, that fulfills your membership if you win. So I forgot to mention, Monica Nguyen, how do you get your prize? Well, we're going to reach out to you guys. Every winner we select, give us 24 hours or less. We're going to send you an email to the email that you put into the link, right? That's part of that. We'll send you an email with steps for how to redeem your membership, okay? Anyway, say hey to Andrew. I got to check with Andrew here for our second winner, and it looks like we have our randomly selected second winner. Drum roll, please. The second winner, and this is for an annual membership to our interactive app, Daniel Nader, or Nadar. Excuse me if I've mispronounced your name. Daniel Nader. Congratulations, my friend. That's my Daniel Nader song right there. Congratulations, my friend. You win. So, again, we're going to send you an email in the coming hours, likely tomorrow in the first half of the day. Give us 24 hours. And you'll see links and steps to redeem your membership. And I see Daniel is so excited. He says, oh, wow. Oh! Congrats, Daniel. That's really exciting. I'm really happy for you. Daniel, if you are already a member, and this goes to Monica as well, let us know in the chat. What do you plan to do? Do you plan to gift it to a family member or a friend? Do you plan to surprise someone? Or if you don't have the membership yet, do you plan to dive in? Let us know. All right, guys, we've got one more winner to select. If you've just joined and you haven't clicked the pinned link in the chat, that link is going to take you to a landing page. You'll enter your first name, last name, and email. That's where we're going to select our winners from. Monica Nguyen already won. Daniel Nader already won. Our final winner for today is also going to win a membership, an annual membership to Playground Sessions, but it's also going to come with a Playground Sessions keyboard, okay? So this is the big kahuna of the prizes for today. And don't forget, you guys, next week, the 8th, and the week after that, December 15th, we're going to be doing the same thing we're doing today. We're talking about one of the songs from the Holiday Challenge. We're giving away memberships, and we're giving away a keyboard bundle as well. So if you've got friends or family that may want to participate too, you guys both want to put your names in to the hat, that's okay. In fact, that's welcome. I encourage it. Tell everyone to join next week and the week after. If you don't win today, you still have a chance on those two streams. So, congrats Monica, congrats Daniel. All right, we got a comment from Elta John. What's up, Elta? I miss you. It's been a while. Elta says, Andrew, please do Hotel California Advanced. I love that song. Elta, I just did a Hotel California tutorial for YouTube. I think it was for the intermediate version. That should publish soon if it hasn't published yet, but maybe we should do Advanced as well. What a great song. I can't remember the key that it's in, but I'm going to just go with something like this. Sorry, I keep looking over here. Here you guys are. Andrew, let me know if you approve of my little advanced riffing there. That's Hotel California. Thanks for the request, Alta. Old Man Williams. Trevor Edwards. I'm in Nottingham as well. Very cool. You guys are discovering new friends here in the chat. Daniel says, thank you all, guys. I just started last month, still on the free trial, and this will really help me be a pianist. Playground Sessions, you're amazing. Daniel, man, that's so cool. Daniel, I'm so happy to hear it. I hope that you were liking the free trial, and I like to think you probably would have renewed anyways, right? But just in case, I'm so happy to be able to gift you basically an extended trial. Take the year and get to become a pianist. You're gonna learn so much this year. And I hope you'll also consider joining the community here. I hope you've seen the supportive YouTube community. On Facebook, we've got a great community as well. So welcome to the family, Daniel. And Monica, that goes to you as well. Everyone says approved. Ah, Andrew, B minor. B minor. In a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. Yeah, that sounds right. What a jam, what a classic. All right, so Heather Gibbs says, how long until I can play like that? Heather, I'll break down what I was doing for you there, okay? I literally was kind of doing what I said earlier. Bass in the low part of my left hand, melody on top, and chords in the middle. Sounds easier to say than it is to do, I understand. But I'll play again what I did just for a second. I was playing chords in the right hand with the melody on top of the inversion, all right? Check it out. I know that might seem like a lot. F major. F, A, C. Now, I'm not in the right key here, but bear with me. If we invert that, we bring the bottom note up to the top. Still an F chord. I just played that with that's the melody note. See that? Now, here's a new chord. I'm not sure if that was the right one, but there we go. And then there's another chord. So I'm just playing a chord progression, essentially. But I'm making sure to put the melody on top. That's the takeaway for now. That's the tidbit for now. Use chord inversions in the right hand where the melody's on top. It's really going to fill out what you're doing. But if you're a rookie player, that's okay. You're gonna need to take some steps to get to that point. I can't tell you how long it's going to take because in part it'll depend on how much you're practicing on a given week. If you clock one practice session a week, you're going to improve, but it's going to take a while. You might not see it for some time. If you practice every single day for an hour, you're going to get really, really good. If you practice every day for 2 hours, I mean, you see where I'm going. But if you practice twice a week, that's still great. Do what you can. There's not some bar you have to hit of practice regimen in order to improve. If you do a little bit, you'll improve a little bit, and that's great, right? Do what you can. All right, let's see. Man, I can't even keep up with the chat. This is great. Oh, here, Tom Alonso's got a great point here. Tom Alonso, maybe it was Tom Alonso that said the comment in the beginning. I'm forgetting now. Somebody shared some candid feedback about not loving the challenge this time around because they missed the teaching. But Tom, whether it was Tom or not, Tom has a great comment here that I want to share. Tom says, I'm learning last year's holiday medley. We wish you a Merry Christmas, and Christmas time is here as well, right? So trying all 3 songs at once, how should I strategize my practice time? First of all, great question, and I'll answer that. But I also want to use this as an opportunity to say, for those of you who are wanting to learn something new with some teaching, or to learn a different song than what we've presented, we've got other holiday material, including a holiday medley from last year's challenge. That stuff's still in the app, you guys. So there's a ton out there. It's not just these 3 songs. Now, I'm going to answer your question about how to strategize with your time. You're learning a medley. We wish you a Merry Christmas, and Christmas time is here. You're learning 3 songs, essentially. What I would say is this. You need to spend some time on each song, each practice session. Take your total amount of time that you've got. And each day it might be different. If you've got an hour or if you've got 20 minutes, this will still work because I'm going to divide it up by percentages, okay? So you roughly could, as a starting point, you could say I'm going to spend 33% of my practice time on this song, and then on that song, and then on that song. But where I would go, and that would be okay, but where I would go from there to optimize It's going to take a little bit of self-assessment. You're going to need to look inward and see which piece is the most challenging, okay? If there's one that you're getting pretty quickly, maybe it's in a friendly key like C or G or F, maybe the tempo's not so fast, then I think we can decide that maybe you can spend 15 or 20% of your practice time, or 10, on that piece. And then carve more time for the most challenging song. I think you see where I'm going. The key to this is going to be that you don't want to spend too much time away from one of those songs. So if you spent one practice session on one song only, and then next week you practice song number 2 only, it'll have been a couple weeks since you've played song 3, and you're going to have to dust off the cobwebs, right? We don't want to do that. Instead, we want to take all 3 of our songs with us as we climb the ladder of progressing through a song, of practice, of progress, right? We want to bring them all with us. Even if it means we kind of have to slowly climb, right? We could take one song and fly and finish it. And then the other 2 songs would need a little bit more review, right? So my professional opinion, my personal opinion is, if you're working on 3 songs, carve out a little time in your each practice session for each song, but prioritize the one that's the most challenging. Last thing I'll say is make sure you warm up a bit and also potentially cool down as well. I like to cool down. Warming up can be anything that gets you loose and gets your fingers moving. Cooling down, to me, could involve that same kind of stuff, but I like to end things with something that I really enjoy in my heart. I like to have a bit of something that I'm passionate about to wrap things up for the day. End on a high note, right? So maybe that was a longer answer than you were expecting, but Tom, that's my advice to you as you work on those 3 songs. Brendan Kelly says, once I learn a song, I forget it if I haven't played it for a while. That's exactly what I was talking about, right? Is there a method to be able to remember songs for the long term? Brendan, I would tell you something similar here to what I told Tom, and that is you got to keep it fresh. Don't let too much time go by. Now, there is a excuse me, guys. Let's see here. Sorry, I just caught a chat here and I lost my train of thought. We're talking about practice time and we're talking about remembering songs for the long term. Okay, so I'm back. So Brendan, there's a difference between people who are learning and playing for fun, for their own enjoyment, and people who are professionally performing, right? Someone who gets paid to come and perform a whole concert. A whole concert is many pieces of music, right? That's super, super difficult to keep all those in your head for one long set of pieces, right? Of one performance. So aside from how difficult one individual piece might be, let's say you did all the work to learn that one piece. Now you can perform that one piece. Awesome. Now you learn song 2. Oh, you got it. Now you can perform that piece. Maybe you can perform both of those. Okay, go to your 3rd song, 4th song, 5th song. You might need 10 pieces of music in a performance if you're a professional. So how do you get 10 pieces of music and keep them all performance ready? My answer is practice time. You gotta clock the time. That's the difference between professionals and the rest of us, is that they're practicing for hours a day, trying to keep their performance repertoire fresh. That's the difference, okay? And I'm not trying to discourage anyone. You don't have to be professional to be able to remember how to play a song you learned. Just remember that it's kind of like a language. Spanish, English, French. If you've learned a second language, if you don't speak it and practice listening it, it will fade over time. And it's the same with music and learning a piece. All right, so I think it's time that we get into the portion of our session where we build up to the 3rd winner, guys. So here's what we want to do. For those who are just joining, we are going to be selecting a final winner. There's a link in the chat. It's pinned to the top. Click that link. If you want to be entered into a chance to randomly be selected to win a membership and a keyboard, you're going to want to click that link. Name and email. It's instant. Well, maybe it's a few seconds. You click it, it sends it to our end. We're picking randomly from the list of people who signed up. It's as simple as that. The 3rd winner for today is going to win the grand prize, an annual membership to our interactive app that grades you as you play, and a Playground Sessions keyboard, all right? So we got to get a drum roll going. What I'd like to do now is play a video of my good friend and your newest teacher here on the YouTube channel, Theron Brown, performing a beautiful holiday piece of music on the PG-150 keyboard. So for those who are watching, this is the keyboard that Theron's playing. You're about to see it. That's the keyboard that the grand prize winner is going to win, all right? So let's go ahead and kick into Theron now. On the other side of Theron's performance, I'm going to select that third winner. Here we go. Here's Theron. Hey, you guys, Theron Brown is so good at music. Let's just be honest with each other. He's so good at music. He's so good at jazz, piano. But really, that was beyond jazz to me. That was just beautiful music. Give it up for Theron. I know some of you already were. Trevor May said it. Theron is a great addition to the team. I could not agree more, Trevor. Thank you. Elton John says, beautiful. I'm ready to roast chestnuts. Jeanette Meat says, so beautiful. Thanks, Theron. That's so cool. Daniel Nader says, I wish the PG-150 was being sold in India. There'd be a lot of people playing piano here. Wow, yeah. I mean, trying to deliver keyboards across the world, it has its own challenges, and I wish we could reach every corner. But hey, I'm happy that we were able to get you the membership there, Daniel. All right, so Theron is one of my best friends and one of my inspirations. He was playing the electric piano sound on the PG-150 keyboard. It also, of course, comes with a piano sound and a harpsichord and an organ and some other, I think, strings, some other fun stuff. So please enjoy. And guys, speaking of enjoying the PG-150 keyboard, we're ready to pick our third winner. I'm going to give some winner number 3 music here. You guys, we've already got 2 winners today. We've got Monica Nguyen, we've got Daniel Nader. Both won annual memberships to Playground Sessions for free. This grand prize winner is winning the same thing, but also with his or her very own Playground Sessions keyboard, the PG-150. So let's get my graphic up in the mix. Winner number 3, you guys. Are you ready? Okay, it looks like, here we go. Stephen Greenfield, excuse me. Stephen Greenfield. Ouch. Forgot I had cuts on my hands. Stephen Greenfield, my man. Stephen Greenfield is our third winner, our grand prize winner for the evening. For those who didn't win today, I want to encourage you to come back in 1 week. We're going to be talking about our next song. Of course, that's Silent Night. That's my personal favorite. I'm going to be answering your questions and your comments just like I did today. And I'm also going to be giving away 3 more prizes. 2 more annual memberships, 1 more annual membership with a keyboard bundle. Same thing as tonight, all right? So all you got to do is join me next week, enter in the same way. We're only picking from next week's selections. We're not going to pick from the ones who signed up today but didn't win, okay? So for all of you who didn't win, make sure you come back next week. December 8th, 5 p.m. Eastern, Silent Night. Give it up one more time for Theron Brown. Thank you, Maria and Andrew, for the help. And congratulations one more time to our winners. This was so fun. I'm going to play a little bit of We Wish You a Merry Christmas to wrap things up for the day. I'm going to kind of do my version. And then I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll see you guys next week. I will continue to see you as well in the Facebook community. So for those who have been YouTube subscribers but aren't on Facebook, consider joining us there as well. You see a lot more students actually sharing their own videos, their own progress. YouTube's a bit one-sided, right? You guys can see me, but on Facebook it's more of a shared group community. So consider checking out the community. Anyways, guys, this was so fun. Happy December, happy holidays. Congrats to our winners. We're going to send you an email within 24 hours with steps on how to redeem. Thanks, guys. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys next week.